Warning. Warning.
Welcome to the 2-minute warning, where sports fans sound off.
I'm trying to blow your mind. I'm talking literally blow your mind. I'm trying to blow your mind. I'm talking literally blow your mind.
Welcome back, everybody, to Mayhem Monday Nights with your favorite hosts of the Pride Rules MMA podcast. As always, we are brought to you by ADK Fightwear, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, and 2-Minute Warning Sports. I am tonight's host, the Reverend Tommy D. Joined with me, as always, by El Profesor, Omar Sangarima, and Christopher Basura Caliente. What's up, guys?
Oh, my God. This
Going all in.
Yo, he literally flamed you. I'm telling you, yo, I can't. Come on, man. Hot garbage. Come on.
I'm gonna have to get a translation on that. I can't react yet.
Hot garbage. Flaming hot garbage. Dumpster fire. Gucci. Pretty much, in essence.
Oh, God, it's off the rails already.
I'll accept that.
It's early, too.
Well, guys, this was kind of an interesting weekend. Conor making a dickhead of himself. The UFC just getting lambasted in Congress. But, I just want to take a moment right now. If we can all please bow our heads for just a moment. We this weekend we've had the chance to bury the career of Anderson the Spider Silva, the man who could never win a Legends bracket clean. Will never happen. I mean, all his years of
fuck that
all
Legends
his years
bracket
fighting
shit.
in the octagon
Right.
it's gone. So we're here to bury your career in the bowels of the earth, right next to who put steroids in my cocaine, John Jones.
Oh, God.
So let's just
they're
bow our heads.
best friends too.
Yeah, let's just bow our heads for our fallen comrade. What a fucking asshole. What a fucking asshole. I'm sorry.
I'm not surprised.
What an asshole.
Hold up, guys.
How?
I bowed my head and my nose came up with white stuff on it. What does that mean? I'm not
Yeah.
100.
You're on steroids.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's that D-ball and dick suck that I'm all about.
I mean, you realize we're never going to see him again, right? Anderson Silva, you're never going to see him again. That's it. Done. Kaput. Gone. That's how he's ending his career. USADA is single-handedly wiping out Brazilian fighters. You ever notice that?
Seriously.
Yeah.
They should call the Golden Snitch El Conquistador because he's fucking South America or something heavy right now.
I mean,
God damn it.
And here's what makes everything worse. Michael Bisping gets to step in there in his last fight because he knows it's going to be easy. He knows it's going to be easy. He's got no balls to step in there with Yoel Romero or Chris Weidman. No fucking balls. None. Zip. They always used to make fun of the French back in the day. No. Michael Bisping, lower than fucking... Omar, what's lower than low? What kind of excrement is lower than low?
You're reaching bro.
I want to say fungus. I definitely say you got to get below the earth because my man's been. I would even give him one as a pass. Like I'll give him one. You know what I mean? But come on, guys. Like now it's just your thing. Now it's just you fucked up on the designer mix. All right. Yeah. Make it an even playing field. Go somewhere where it is an even playing field. Just get out of your contract. Go to fight in Ryzen. Nobody will give a fuck. You can fight Bob Sapp for all I care. In fact, I'd watch that. That'd be interesting. Let's see if he can recreate Ernesto Hoosta's success against our boy, Blackzilla. But, like, come on, guys. This is just, it's absurd. Just stop.
Anderson against Bobstat.
Fucking dude. I'd watch it. I'd watch it in a heartbeat. Because you know what?
That's the sick thing. That would sell.
That would sell, and I'd give it to Anderson. Right? Like, let's tease that out. Like,
Bobstat would.
Well,
Bobstat would what?
aside from that news, Omar, when Chris had quote unquote car trouble a couple weeks ago,
I like that.
you and I we had a little conversation. We had a little conversation about how the UFC should not be putting Dominic Cruz in title contention situations.
Hold on. I don't respond to when people call him Dominic Cruz anymore. He needs to be called Mr. Glass. No. Like, I think.
What is it exactly that I said? How can they put this guy in title contention fights when he's not reliable? What happens? He breaks his fucking arm.
And it's not even like I've never done a full fight camp, nowhere near at this level. So I don't want to put myself, saying, oh, well, I've never had it. But, like, a cut, maybe like a slip and fall, like, breaking your fucking arm? What the fuck are you guys doing?
Fucking pretty much every fight that he's ever signed for.
Seriously.
It's taken him a while.
It's crazy.
He's worse than Khabib and Tiramisu.
That's insane.
It's a worse combination. What the fuck are you doing?
I just don't get it. I don't get how you break your arm in fight camp.
It's tough.
They haven't come out and said exactly how he did it.
I mean, I don't know, man. Injuries are going to happen. It just sucks that it always happens to him. He's definitely injury prone. That's a thing. I believe that. But, Liam broke his thumb.
Well,
it's freak shit. When you break something, it's usually a crazy thing happens.
Yeah, but if it's your hand, I get that. If, you blow out your knee or you hurt your back, I get that. I don't think I've ever heard of a fighter pulling out of a fight for a broken arm during fight camp.
Bro, you could be, like, defending a takedown. You get taken down and you, like, you turn and you're trying to keep yourself up by hitting your hands on the mat and your arm breaks. It can happen.
And what? And you do the thing that they teach you not to do in Aikido, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, and wrestling in the first day. Like, yo, let me put my hand out and crack that shit. Fuck out of here, Dom.
Well, I can tell you this much. When that was announced, I took to Twitter and tweeted to Dana White probably 8 times that it's Aljamain Sterling's time now that Dominic Cruz is out. You need to make Jimmy Rivera and Aljamain. You need to make that fight.
I read an article. That was the fight that Rivera saying that he will only fight champion.
Well, Rivera needs to remember that people got to eat, and if you fight a champion now, you fight a champion tomorrow. Be a champion, and take on all comers. Let's get this fight with Aljo.
Sounds like he wants no part of Aljamain. I mean, they were always supposed to fight in CFFC, and it never happened.
Sounds like he's ducking him, bro. I'm gonna pull my best veto. Why are you ducking me, bro? Why are you ducking me, bro? Come on, Dana. They all ducking me.
Yeah, that's the only fight that you make in that division. What are you gonna do?
Caraway, right? Oh wait, sorry. Nope. Yeah. Nobody wants to go there.
Was it Marlon Moraes? Is that how you say his name?
He had a big win this weekend.
He was calling out Rivera to replace Cruz after his win.
It's an interesting one, but I mean, I don't know. It should be Aljamain since he's been sitting on the shelf since his fight with Barao. How long ago was that? You keep these guys sitting on ice.
Too long ago, but yeah, he definitely needs to fight.
Yeah, it needs to happen, and then a second injury bug hits, and Frankie gets a facial fracture.
See, that I'll believe. That you can, you're ducking, you're diving, there's leather being thrown. But just to come on, man. Yeah,
it just shows
sucks.
Injuries are crazy. Anything broken is a fucking freak thing.
But you know what's funny?
Probably, who knows how it broke.
But you know what's funny? Now, you know, when Cody and TJ couldn't fight, that shit got postponed. That Detroit card is probably not selling worth a shit. And they could not take that championship fight off there, so what do? They bring in Jose Aldo. It's going to be the same result, without a doubt. It's going to be the same result. Max is going to beat him. I think Max beats him quicker than he did the first time. And then eventually we'll get the Edgar-Max fight. What do you guys think? Chris, I'll go to you first.
I mean, that's pretty much spot on. I don't think Aldo... I know he doesn't even like... He's never fought on short notice before. Not that I know of. Right?
Is there some part of you that still thinks he's going to pull out like a week before the fight? Because that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't... I hope not, because that shit would be whack. But... No, he can't.
I mean, it's not like he hasn't done it before.
I know, but...
That rib cancer might come creeping back, you know what I mean?
Oh, Lord, the rib cancer. Jesus. You went fucking there. I can't. That's fine.
But, yo, he's going to get fucking starched. Aldo isn't playing games these days.
He should be playing games.
Holloway, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I had my Joe Rogan podcast experience.
Omar, what do you think?
I think, my only fear, and I shout out to the powerful dabbing over there by Chris, but I'm just worried. I hope they don't fuck Frankie out of his rightful shot. You know where I'm going with this, Tommy. You know where I'm going with this. Like, it's almost as though, fucking Dana was throwing around, small 50s, saying, hey, listen, the person who makes Edgar pull out of this fight, I got you, fam. For some reason, it's like he just doesn't want to give him, the rightful shots. He's like, walk through all these people that we hope make a name off you. Oh, hooray, you're injured. Now we don't have to give you your shot. I hope it's there when he comes back. If it's not, it'll be a blatant, utter injustice, but it's not outside of the realm of possibility. Tell me.
Well, here's how it won't be.
I'm worried.
If Aldo somehow wins, the shot won't be there, because they're not going to do the third fight.
We're
not
safe.
going to do that.
So Edgar's safe.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think we're good. Yeah. I think I side with both of you. I think what Holloway progresses. He's on. Yeah. Didn't we have this the arrow, the power rankings, right? Holloway's arrow is pointing up and it's green, and Aldo's arrow is definitely pointing diagonal to the right or to the left, and it's red. It's over.
You know what? And I always get sucked into this rabbit hole. And I don't know why I do it to myself. Maybe it's just because I know most people are fucking dumber than I am. But that same goddamn argument of Cub Swanson should get the shot because he's never had one before. This is America today, folks. You deserve a shot at the title because you've never had one in your entire career. There's a fucking reason for that. There's a reason he's never had one his entire career. There's a reason for that. Because he's not good enough. He's a good fighter, but that's about it. He's lost to Edgar already. He went 5 fucking rounds with Artem Lobov.
I'm not sold on him. He's a good fighter, but he ain't.
He's an upper echelon gatekeeper at this point. Like upper echelon. He's the gatekeeper to the top 5, in my opinion.
And he's had his opportunities to fight for a number 1 contender fight.
He absolutely has.
Lost.
And he's faltered. And you know what? It's not a knock. It's obviously far beyond whatever I would ever be able to do in that division. But in terms of, relative to his peers, he doesn't deserve the shot. And it's, what the fuck? We're going to give the 4th place medal the 1st place prize? Like, no. It's the fucking fight business.
It's a joke, man. I mean, his best fight was Doo Ho Choi. That was his best fight.
It was who?
Other than that, he's
and
been
he looked
average
like extremely. He looked average in that fight. He showed toughness, but he was getting fucking rocked.
Yeah.
Max would dust him quick.
Yeah. quick.
Max would dust him quick. Like, it wouldn't even be like that. Would be a waste. That would be a waste.
Yo, Max is no joke.
That'd be easy money for Max. I'm almost pulling for it because I want him to get an easy payday, and then he can continue preparing and getting ready for the epic showdown with Frankie.
So if Aldo pulls out, that's who we could probably expect.
Oh God. Yeah, you know
It's
what?
tough.
That'll kill sales. Cub doesn't sell. You know, that's all we talk about here. You know, is name recognition. It's selling tickets. Cub doesn't sell. He's not a draw. If this fight was in California, he might have got the shot because that place would have been sold out, just because it's him. But since it's in Detroit, he ain't getting that. Maybe he can be on the Fight Pass, prelims. That's about it.
Does he have
But when,
SoCal or NorCal tattooed on him? I forget which.
SoCal.
SoCal. So San Diego way? Like, is that what we're talking about? Like, if it was down San Jose, I guess he would put
San
some
Diego,
ashes in
Tijuana, whatever.
I'm sorry,
Tijuana's close enough to Southern California.
No. Oh, okay. Now, I think that the ashes would be filled in those seats regardless, because you're going to get a fight and a dick suck at that point. Like, you're going to be all set. Like, I'd like a T-ball
like
stack.
Chris's Friday night.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because he's a hustler.
Fucking kid.
No, man, this guy, he's out there living the life. With those photos, did I see those glamour shots that I see? Rocking the
What,
hammer.
the one where he looks like the homeless aerobics instructor with his
What are you talking about?
with his
homeless
camouflage
aerobics.
fucking bandana?
He's got that anaconda tucked to the right. Not giving a fuck, this guy. He has baggy pants, but holy shit, put that away. There's children on Facebook.
No, that's just the lighting.
Well, when we talk to Sean later, we can see if maybe he can give us a little bit more insight on Frankie's injury. Maybe
I was about to say,
he knows
Chris's
how long.
dick? But don't do that to fucking Sean. Like, what? I was wondering where the fuck this is going.
We don't talk about
boy.
small topics here, guys. We don't talk about small topics.
Tommy only likes to talk
no.
about big cocks, apparently.
Oh.
Fuck.
Well,
Jesus.
speaking of someone who acted like a big cock, Conor McGregor has made headline news again for being MMA's newest douchebag. Not only embarrassing himself, but embarrassing the UFC with his antics at Bellator Friday night. What the fuck is going on? I'm starting to wonder if he's not dabbling in a little bit of that cocaine. What fucking...
I wouldn't doubt
planet, what planet does this guy live on? That's totally embarrassing for the UFC. If the Fertitta brothers were still running the UFC, he wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have done that. If Dana White had the position that he had before this sale, he wouldn't have fucking done that. That was stupid. And you know who I felt the most bad for? The guy who won the fight. You know why? Because that asshole took all his shine away to be a fucking moron. What do you think, Omar?
No. Chris, go ahead, please. Go ahead, Chris.
You could argue that he gave his fight more shine, but that's another story altogether. I'm not saying Conor's right, but if I'm that guy, everybody's talking about what happened after my fight,
But nobody's talking about the guy who won the fight. They're talking about
nobody
Conor.
would be talking about that anyway. It was on the Bellator card that nobody knew about. So
I mean, the guy runs in, starts humping him like a fucking spider monkey.
I'm not saying Conor was right by any means. I'm just saying to the point of, he stole his boy's moment. I don't necessarily agree with that. I'm saying he more so gave him a bigger moment and a bigger platform. And now his name is synonymous with something that's being talked about by everybody.
Not in a positive light, though.
But he
There's
still
no
got the
positive
W.
coming out of that.
It's not like, for him it is. Nothing. He didn't do anything wrong. He just won a fight. I'm not saying.
I don't know.
Do you understand where I'm coming from, Omar?
I do, and first off, I don't think this was unplanned. I hope, at least in my mind, that Conor would just be like, hey, listen, if you win, this is what we're going to do. This is all calculated. There's no, Conor's he's in contract negotiations right now. Every move he does is related to him trying to get some more cash or get that equity stake or the partnership
deal.
or
what
the
I read
promotion.
today, that Conor was, that the Mike Mazzuti or whatever, that's like the president of the ABC.
Yeah,
said
Conor was pulled from the December card he was supposed to fight
Conor
on.
was supposed to be on the December 30th card, and he got pulled from it. But, I mean, that could also be bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think the UFC would be fucking blasting that Conor was returning at the end of December already, just to start getting a buzz. I don't believe that one bit.
Not for 1 second.
No.
Yeah, and actually, it makes it more fishy. Makes me not believe it, any of it.
Now, Omar, do you think the UFC needs to take a little bit of action here? Because if he did this in the UFC, it's still bad, but that's one thing. You did it at the rival promotion, making the UFC look like shit, because this is your marquee guy. This is the guy that you're giving hand jobs to on private flights just to go do a goddamn press conference. And he just fucking embarrassed himself and the entire company.
It's a great motivator. I think if the UFC acknowledges this in any way, it's helping Conor. And it's helping a rival promotion. It keeps it in the news cycle. It keeps it top of mind. They need to pretend like, new phone, who this? Oh, there was a Bellator? Okay. And let it die. You respond to this in any way, it's just helping Conor's cause.
It could also be
but doesn't this make
bad.
the UFC? Yeah, but doesn't this make the UFC look bad? Like, look at the people that they employ here.
Maybe the UFC.
There's no good way that they respond to this, though. Chris, what do you think? Like, there's no positive way that they can come out and respond to this.
I'm just saying that if they supposedly already punished Conor, like what they're saying, then, and they pulled him off a card that he was supposedly on that nobody knew about that's in fucking 6 weeks.
They wouldn't do that because they'd lose money by pulling him off a card.
But like that's 6 weeks away. You're telling me Conor's in a fight camp 6 weeks away and nobody's talking about it? He would have Mac Life following him around. Get the fuck out of here.
It's a lie. It's complete fabrication. He was never going to fight on that card, or it wasn't yet inked. You know what I mean? They're playing with house money. Oh, I'm gonna.
So if they're saying that is an actual reality, then it makes me think that it's all set up, and I don't even believe that Conor wasn't even. The UFC might have been in on it, and be like, "Yo, we're just gonna go steal the show with our guy." Create a buzz.
That's a great idea too. I mean, right? Isn't it like a WCW takeover, right? Get the NWO, getting the shine.
Yeah,
running
except they didn't push commissioners and almost get into a fight with a referee.
Looks good.
Vince McMahon is the commissioner, and I'm pretty sure they pushed him.
I'm pretty sure Stone Cold hit him with a fucking bedpan. The moral of the story: you get big enough, you get to hit your boss in the head with pee. All right, you get to hit your boss in the head with a pee pan. Okay, that's the moral of the story.
I don't know. I'm not going that full cynic route, like where, Conor was put up to it. I'm just saying I don't know that the UFC is all that angry.
No, you know how they're angry? Stop, Conor. Well, we know you would be because you hate the man. But I'm talking about
not
objective
even that.
business.
I don't care. Yeah, but I don't care who it was that did that. You just don't do that.
No, I agree. He looked like a fucking idiot. Fact, 100%.
Just like
he looked like an absolute
perfect
truth.
example when Junie Browning hopped the fucking fence. Dana White almost had a goddamn heart attack, and the Nevada. He was thanking God that the Nevada State Athletic Commission was not there when he did that.
Can Junie Browning sell out Wembley? Can Junie Browning sell out anything aside from like Church's Chicken in his hometown?
Yeah, Conor is a different breed. He's going to generate a lot of money. If Vegas is like, we're going to suspend Conor could be like, all right, I'll never fight there again.
And Vegas loses.
Yeah, but that fight was in Ireland, dude.
And it'll still be in Ireland. You're telling me that if Conor says, hey, I'm going to do it here or else, that the UFC won't be like, oh, that ABC motherfucker, he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Oh.
Yeah, but you're justifying him. You're justifying him, and it's not right. Nobody.
It might not be right, but
Nobody's
it's going to
justifying
get
it.
them
I'm
paid.
just saying it's time to know what time it is for you and understand that the money is everything. They're not going to take a guy out of competition that makes everybody millions. Just not.
I'm not saying take him
unless
out of
he's
competition,
cheating.
but I think that whole partner thing needs to get taken off the table until he defends his belt, and then maybe they can start talking about that again as a penalty for being a fucking moron.
This helps his cause.
I think that's off the table to begin with, as of now. He hasn't. We'll see. That's
you got to set a precedent.
Conversation.
You have
if
to
that's
set
the punishment,
some kind of a precedent.
The punishment is they're going to say this. They're going to come out and say, "Well, we were going to be his part. We were going to make him partner, but because of this, we're not." That's going to be the public punishment. That's not going to make a statement because then that's just going to show their hand that, all right, well, we plan to in the future. You know, just bad tactics.
Because you know what it is. If they don't discipline him, then that means anybody in the company can go and do that. If they're making the company a little bit of money.
But you know what? Dana White has gone and said things like, "You're not Conor McGregor." He said that about fighters when they fuck up. Like you don't get away with things like that Conor does. Which is crazy that he says that. But there already is an established double standard.
Yeah, and that's what's beginning to make the UFC a joke, and that's why this next topic that we're going to segue into adds to the fact that the UFC is becoming a joke. I'm going to give the floor to Omar here. Omar, I know you've been doing your homework on this, so let's get the Pride Rules fans abreast to what happened at Congress this week.
Well, I'm excited. We had the much ballyhooed and potentially now with much great ramification congressional hearings about the expansion of the Muhammad Ali Act to cover the UFC. Basically, that would be a titanic shift. You know, what the Muhammad Ali Act allows is it really, somewhat at least, you know, because most folks have found a way around it, like Chris said so eloquently, the money's what does the talking. But, you know, before the Muhammad Ali Act, boxers were getting raped in the ass, and now at least they're being, you know, asked politely before it happening. However, you know, it's basically the intersection between the government and what prize fighting has going on behind its doors. In order for that to happen, though, there needs to be a bunch of dominoes that fall into place, and that's what the UFC is trying its hardest to prevent. You know, they're a billion-dollar entity, and as we know in politics, billion-dollar entities usually can get their way or they can greatly influence the grinding gears of politics. However, a shining light in the darkness coming out of Oklahoma, not a Republican, but shout out to the Republican representative from Oklahoma who Tommy so eloquently pointed out is a wrestler. Makes sense. He's from fucking Oklahoma. I didn't put two and two together, Tommy, until you said that. You were like, he's probably a wrestler. I'm like, oh, yeah. Good call. Mark Wayne Mullen set him up on blast. They went in. They're getting into the preliminary talks. They're saying, you know, hey, we don't need to expand it. UFC is going, hey, we're taking care of our guys. Here's, you know, some fugazi numbers on profit sharing. This is what we're doing. We're taking care of our boys. And Mark Wayne was having none of it. He suckered him in, and then he laid him out. What I love is how he let the UFC representatives kind of straw man argue themselves. He's like, oh, yeah, it's just like boxing? Oh, it's just like boxing, you said? Yeah, it's not at all like boxing because your rankings suck sweaty donkey dicks. And this is what we've all been saying on the show in some form or another. Probably not as crassly, but it's the truth. It's all about the money for the UFC. And while that short-sighted strategy might be paying that, you know, note payable every month that they have on that debt that they drummed up to get the sale to go, it might end up biting them in the ass if enough headway can be made to show that, yes, the UFC should be included when it comes to the provisions of the Muhammad Ali Act, which would absolutely be one of the best things to happen to the fighters in recorded fight sport history. What are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I
Chris.
agree 100%. And he even referenced the Bisping-Henderson fight, this guy, so he knew what the fuck he was talking about.
Oh, he's an ex-fighter, and it looks like basically everything that we wanted. What's his face? Who was the guy that was in boxing's pocket? He ran for president. Oh fuck, I'm having a brain fart on McCain. Remember when McCain was a puppet for boxing and trying to take a shit on human cockfighting back in the day? You know, we're finally having it sway the other way. And Mark Wayne Mullen coming out of fucking left field, potentially taking the UFC to task. It's incredible. And this is only the beginning, I feel. I mean, this guy, obviously,
there's going to be a lot of subpoenas. Bro, there's got to be so many backdoor deals and shit that people are going to get in trouble over eventually.
He is. I really feel like he's trying to potentially, maybe he went rogue, potentially. You know, maybe he didn't get the envelope, or he didn't like the size of the envelope that the lobbyists would present. But I mean, he's trying to make a political career out of this. He very well could. I mean, imagine if he's the guy that radically changes the face of prize fighting that way to bring in the UFC under the provisions of the Ali Act. That'd be incredible. But yeah, he put everybody on blast, put them on Front Street, saying, "Yeah, your rankings are shit. Your belts are meaningless. you run it like a cartel." He was gently introducing the type of language. Like I went over the testimony, the question, not testimony, because they weren't sworn, but the back and forth. He's gently introducing language that he was laying traps for these poor bastards. And I know they were trying to fend him off.
He made Mark Ratner look stupid. That's what he did. He made Ratner look like a mumbling, stuttering idiot.
Which leads me to believe that they didn't think that he was going to come at him so hard in the paint. What do you guys think? Right? I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. I mean,
I just think that Ratner's just a fucking idiot. And that make him look like an idiot. But that's not taking anything away from this dude, because he came through. The fighter's he's got to be their fucking hero.
Ratner looked like Jim Carrey in oh god, what the hell was that movie when
Liar,
him and his wife started going on a
Liar.
No, where him and his wife were going on a crime spree, but his company put him on money line and didn't give him any talking points. And when they started telling him how corrupt his company was, he had no answer. That's what Mark Ratner looked like. I can't think of the movie.
No, I know what
you're
talking
about.
It had Leone as his wife.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I know what you're talking about. It was one of those weird ones where you're like, man, come on.
When he couldn't say statistics.
Exactly. Yeah. And he was, robbing banks.
That's what Ratner looked like.
Crazy.
Like who was even like his jaw was wide open was Randy Couture.
And Randy's a savage, right? To coin the phrase. But Mark Wayne, they need to start lighting candles. Fighters need to start fucking, writing in votes for him if he's ever not fucking on top of things. If he has trouble with the next primary, which I think WME might start funding opponents. Because that's how big this could potentially be. This dude just laid him out on a national stage. I was so excited when this happened. My girl will tell you, like, why do you give a shit? It's like C-SPAN shit. I'm like, you don't understand. This has got serious ramifications for the sport. Fuck out of here. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know where they're gonna go from here, but it was just wow. It was like a bitch slap. And was Dana there? I didn't see Dana there.
I didn't see Dana either.
We have a caller.
We got a caller. Caller, what's up, man?
Oh, hey, Tommy.
Oh, we got Scott Brennan from the Verbal Shenanigans podcast on. What's going on, brother?
Guys, what's up? I figured we just finished podcasting over here, and I still got all the microphones and stuff hooked up, so I figured I'd give you guys a call.
Nice.
So wait, are we doing a podcast right now?
No, you're not within the podcast. I finished my podcast, and now I'm
okay.
Podcast Inception.
But I
That'd be
I am
phenomenal.
recording it just for shits and giggles. So maybe I'll pop you into the podcast.
So what's going on, man? Hey, bro, great show with Trent Dilfer last week.
Yeah, I know.
Holy
right?
crap!
Yeah, he was really a lot of fun, man. Like I didn't know what to expect because he comes off a little stiff on TV, but he was very like honest and open. And the craziest thing was he was having a knee replacement the day after, and he's like sitting there talking to us like for 50 minutes. I was like, "What are you doing?"
These guys are used to it.
It was
These
great.
guys-
Yeah, I
well,
know. Like,
But what
they get
I got to
knee
tell you,
replacements like guys get oil changes.
Yeah. Well, what impressed me was he had no problem saying that, I'm probably one of those. I know I'm one of those guys who probably shouldn't have won a Super Bowl because I wasn't a superstar.
Yeah. Yeah, he's completely open, and I love that I asked him about his career, and he's like, like the Super Bowl's part of it, but like it's not, it wasn't like his only achievement. Like he kind of took his career as a whole rather than that 1 year. It was good.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure if you can get Aaron Rodgers to call in, Chris will give you a hand job while you're doing the podcast.
What if I just get a guy that sounds like Aaron Rodgers and cash in on that hand job?
I think that might
Fair.
work.
I think it's fair enough. I think that's totally okay.
So what do you
Chris
guys
is like,
have
yeah.
on? I see you guys have had all sorts of good guests. I listened to I'm trying to think who's the fighter. Maybe 3 weeks ago. Who'd you have on the last couple of weeks?
Justin
Just fresh
Ledet.
me.
Oh, yeah, we had Justin Ledet on. We had Sean Teed on, who's going to be calling in later. We had Eddie Gordon on, promoting his
that
book.
was the one I tuned into. It was good.
Eddie's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
His book is amazing. I'm a good way through it. It's a really, really good book. He's
I like how
a
you're pretending that you can read.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
I
gonna
know,
say
right?
Tommy,
I was waiting for
Tommy's
that.
acting like he probably has somebody read it to him like a couple pages a night.
Yo, audiobook
his
is
wife
get
reads
points for
like a
trying,
page
okay?
before bed.
Fuck out of here.
you get points for trying. All right.
Get A's for effort? Jesus Christ. We're back
He's
to
getting
Common Core. This is crazy. Oh no. Fucking bastard.
But yeah, I mean, it's he's like, I don't know if he watches wrestling, but he reminds me of the New Day with the power of positivity thing. He's probably the most positive person I've ever talked to in my life.
That's
And
racist,
it
Tommy.
comes through. It comes
Thank you.
through in the book.
Super
How,
racist.
how
huh?
is that racist? Oh, I
Just,
he
reminds you.
Omar, you're. I guess
He
you're
reminds you of
positive,
other
Omar.
black wrestlers? Yeah, way to go, bro. Come on. John Cena's pretty positive, right? Why can't he remind you of John Cena? Come on, bro. Jesus Christ. Tom.
Front Street resident.
I'm just saying, right? The Rock is a pretty positive motherfucker. He's half, right? At least meet him halfway. Jesus.
Yeah, but The Rock's
he's got a white
president.
wife.
power of
Future
positivity.
He's got a white
That's
wife.
the thing. The Rock's whole thing is not the power of positivity. That's the New Day. That's their slogan, the power of positivity.
The Rock's thing is making fun of Tyrese right now, so I guess you might have a point.
Yes.
That shit is just going fucking sideways.
They
on my
need to
boy.
bring back celebrity boxing and let those two go at it in celebrity boxing. Pay them whatever the hell they want. Tyrese needs
like
a paycheck.
The MTV version, like Celebrity Deathmatch. At least let me see a cartoon version.
Claymation for the win. That would make my day. Good grief.
Oh God! So Scott,
What are you guys into tonight? What are you guys talking about? What's going on in the MMA world?
Well, we were just talking about Conor McGregor making himself look like a fucking idiot in Bellator on Friday.
Yeah, that's all. I saw that. Yeah.
And then just as you were calling in, Omar was talking about the UFC getting lambasted at Congress last week.
Oh, I saw
What
some
about
of that
what about
too,
the
man.
Pride Heavyweight Grand Prix?
Oh my God! The Bellator, the entire heavyweight division in a Grand Prix. I'm
The
sorry,
Pride
Omar. I
Heavyweight
know you can.
Grand Prix.
I know
Pride
you can
Heavyweight.
agree
I
with
think
me on this one. How do you call it a Grand Prix if it's not within a 2-day period?
Fedor, they got Putin in it. Pride Heavyweight.
They got Putin's actually not in it. With a
Doesn't that
judo
bother
black
you,
belt.
Omar? They're just like when Strikeforce called it the Grand Prix and that shit took a fucking year. That's not a Grand Prix.
No, that's just
a
like that's just arranged matches. That's like a bad marriage in India. It's just something it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but
You're
even,
not too excited
even the
about
good
it.
ones in India are arranged too.
That's true. It's hit or miss.
He's got you there, you racist fuck.
I'm saying I'm going to one. No, it's not arranged. It's a great marriage, but I'm gonna be wearing a turban. We're gonna get pictures of that this week. I promise.
That's funny. My Indian best friend just got engaged this week, so I'm hoping to be in the wedding. Hopefully, riding elephants. And I heard that this whole celebration where like the men dance to the women for like almost like a couple hours. So I'm looking forward to it.
100%. We got to go rob the stuff. I got to protect my man's shoes. Shoe theft is a thing.
Yeah.
At
The
this
shoe
wedding.
thing. Yeah. Oh, I'm ready.
Yep.
I'm ready to suplex people. They ain't getting shoes.
Well, I've seen you throw kegs, so I think you could probably suplex people.
Listen. I'm not a fighter, but if someone's going after my boy's shoes,
It's over.
I don't know. Might be some elbow.
Oh, jeez, you're gonna be getting bounced out of the temple, just like take this guy out of here. This is
knocking the groom's mom out by mistake.
Jesus, she gets in the melee. You just drop kick the groom's mom. An elephant stomps on her. It's a fucking mess. Oh no.
So Scott, have you talked to Dan Miller recently?
Dan Miller? No. I sent Jim a message the other day after his fight, which he got destroyed in. But other than that, no, I haven't talked to either of them really. I sent Jim a message saying like, hey, good fight. Hope to watch you fight again. And he knows he got destroyed. So
I hope he goes to Bellator. I really do.
I agree, man. I think there's money to be made. He's got a record behind him to do it, and just a change of scenery might work for him.
Well, because like I was talking, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago. If he went to Bellator, I guarantee you his first fight would be against Aaron Pico in that 145 division. Aaron Pico is he's a rising star right now. Wrestling background, like a wrestling god. Let's just put it that way. Right. And Jim has that wrestling background, a jiu-jitsu background. He's got the name behind him. That would be huge. He's just going to get buried in the UFC on, Fight Pass prelims and FS1 prelims where they're doing these fights in, like, Istanbul at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a fucking Sunday.
I agree.
When nobody's watching.
I agree. Say he's got, 3, 4, 5 fights left in him. Like, let him try to get something out of him, Like, they don't have to be for titles. Just, I think he needs more attention in Bellator.
Well, what do you think, Chris?
I don't think that Pico's ready for Miller yet. He's coming off of, he just lost his second to last fight. He looked good in his last one, but he hasn't beaten anybody yet. I think that Bellator would be real careful with that matchup. He would not do anything like that.
What do you think, Omar?
Who the fuck would I root for? That's one of those weird ones.
Pico.
You got to go Switzerland in that one, like I have been.
I mean,
I'm going Pico.
Well, I'm not John Kerry. I'm not a flip-flopper, but, it's tough. I want Miller to win. I want him to keep winning because I love his story. I like the family story. They've done tremendous things for the sport of MMA. They fly the flag deep for the East Coast. They have a great school, great people around them. But
I just don't think the fight makes sense for that specific reason. It's like, do you want to derail Pico? No. You want him to keep winning and build him, right? And is Miller really going to gain anything by beating Aaron Pico? He might get some exposure, but I don't think that he really needs it.
And then are you going to pay Miller that much and then have him come in and get destroyed too? Like what if he gets worse? I wouldn't want to see that either way. Or squeeze out a victory. I don't know. I wouldn't want to see it either way.
Either way, it's bad. Bad. If Pico loses, it's bad. Because Bellator doesn't want him to lose. Go chew.
I think if anything, when you bring Jim Miller in, you at least know you're getting an entertaining fight, regardless of the result. You're getting you know you're gonna like be cheering either way. This last fight was the first fight I ever saw him where I'm like, oh my god, he got demolished. Like he looked dead by the second round. Usually he's endurance, like that's his thing, but I don't know. I've never seen him like that. They were even saying in his corner, like they were like, he was like, I got nothing, or whatever they were saying. And Dan wasn't there. It was kind of a weird fight for him.
It just seems like the UFC is just throwing him into any fight they possibly could throw him into at this point, and just burying him as deep as they can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yet you got a guy like him, but then Johnny Hendricks still gets to fight all the time, and I can't even watch him fight. It's atrocious.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It really is weird. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. But for Jim, I really want to see him. I want to see him get onto some kind of a winning streak, because I think this was his third loss in a row.
It is, yep. Third. It was this, Pettis, and I can't remember the other one.
Dustin Poirier.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'd rather see him.
It's not like he's losing a bum.
No, but the thing is, who are you just going to give him cans to fight for the rest of his contract? You know what I mean? To make him sign a new contract and give him cans to fight just to keep the guy paid?
Yeah, I don't know that the UFC is even. They might not even be interested in bringing him back.
No, I agree.
Losses.
Yep.
Well, I know his contract was going to be close to up, and you know, last I had read, they hadn't come to any kind of an agreement. So, you know, maybe that was his last fight that he just fought out. I hope he doesn't retire, because I don't want to see him retire out on something like that. But, you know, who knows? But we got. Well,
he's 30. He's 34. Realistically, how many more fights does he have?
34 is not old, sir.
That's true.
He's got fight miles on him, though.
GSP won a title at 36. All right.
GSP hasn't taken the type of. He hasn't been in the wars that Miller has, though.
Yeah, Jim. How many fights does he have? At 30, I can't even remember. It's ridiculous amount of fights.
40.
All right. He fought Stonewall Jackson in Savannah, Georgia, and fucking set that shit on fire. Like,
well,
he's been around
there's
forever.
so many fights. There's so many fights that we don't know about because their records didn't indicate those underground fights that they used to have back in the day when MMA was out.
They're white Mexicans right now.
Well,
he
had to fight Nate Diaz, and that counts as like 10 fights.
Yeah,
and when he's fighting some big country bumpkin in Sparta in the middle of the woods, they don't count on his record.
No, and then when he has to fight the rest of his family because he beat the first fucker up, they don't count either. All right, he's probably got more wins than our boy Hickson Gracie. All right, but he's more honest about the losses. All right, fuck out of here. 34. Might as well be 700 years old. I'm not even kidding. This is crazy.
So Scott, what was your thought of your boy Conor McGillicuddy making himself look like an asshole on Friday?
That stupid ass, like, did Conor McGillicuddy shit. Stop it.
Listen. He's not. He might be my boy because I enjoy. He's just entertainment in one sentence. He's just entertaining. I thought he looked like an idiot, honestly. But at this point, are you surprised? Like it's just kind of par for the course. Like I wasn't really surprised.
For Bellator,
by it.
yeah, I'm surprised he did that at Bellator. I wouldn't have been surprised if that was a UFC. I wouldn't have been surprised then. That would have kind of been like, okay, well, Dana's just going to sweep it under the rug.
Right.
But with Bellator, it's just weird because it's the rival promotion. You know,
it almost reminds me of. Remember when we were kids and like the NWO was coming around, and like there was all sorts of weird things where they would enter like the WWF.
When DX went over.
Right.
In the tank.
Right. Like I'm fully like in my head picturing like Conor like ripping his shirt off and having like a Bellator shirt on and like the theme music coming on and like him announcing a fight with Bellator. Like, you know what I mean? Like it has this weird like almost set up kind of thing. Like now everybody's talking about Bellator for the next 3 weeks. I don't know. It seems a little weird to me. I don't know.
Yes.
Bischoff
I don't know, man.
wrote this entire thing. I agree with you, bro.
100%.
Bischoff is in the back writing this entire thing up.
Eric Bischoff wrote it. Psycho Sid's coming out next, and I don't know.
He's getting his leg broken again. He's just like, fuck it.
There's something a little weird about it. The fact that he got that close and into the ring. It
dude,
he
sprinted into the ring. I swear to God.
Fugazi to me. Seems a little fugazi.
He must have did. I seriously think he's just blowing rails off his fiance's butt cheeks because he just seems more wild and crazy than ever.
Right there. It's not off his fiance's butt cheeks.
No.
It's somebody else's butt cheeks. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Fiance. You don't do that, like, off the fiance's butt cheeks. You got to get the side pizzle, and then fucking, you know.
Well, shit, dude, she wants that money. She'll let him do whatever he wants. You think she wants to go back on unemployment again?
No, I think D runs shit. I think D's like, listen, you can have your fun, but all right, not
break.
Okay, have a little couth, for God's sakes. Jesus.
I don't know, man. I'm fully convinced when there's millions of people watching things and things like that happen that, I don't know, man. Either he planned it or they planned. It just seems a little fugazi to me. There seems to be something up. Call me a pessimist, but I don't know. He looks like an idiot.
Also helps that it was in Ireland, so the security guards are probably just like, it's Connor. Here he goes. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna
He's
say,
in the ring.
Nobody's talking about it. They didn't do shit. They didn't do their job. Could anyone
That's
just
what I
storm
mean.
the cage and get in there?
That's what I mean, man. Imagine.
If I ran for the cage, I'm not getting in the cage.
No, exactly. Yeah, I know he's a super freak athlete and a great fighter, but come on. You're telling me that he didn't have an open lane into there? It seems a little weird to me.
It could be. I mean, but yeah, and we had said this early on. It was very like pro wrestling-ish.
100%.
But you know what?
Like
that's
you
Bellator.
You pictured
though.
Jim Ross announcing that.
Well, Bellator's big with that. Like they were in bed with TNA at one point. Like where Rampage and Tito Ortiz were showing up on TNA.
Yep.
When Stephan Bonner was going to fight Tito Ortiz, he pulled the mask off of Tito Ortiz, his old trainer. Like, it was just like, wow, this is awful. This is so bad.
Oh, no, and that was not a luchador mask. That was a gimp mask, I remember. That thing. That mask was terrible. Oh,
yes, but
God.
what was more terrible was when they had the MMA fighters trying to be wrestlers. Rampage Jackson had the worst working punch and working kick I've ever seen in my life. It was
That's a good
so
question,
bad.
That's a good question. Who's got the brightest WWF career or WWE, whatever? I haven't watched wrestling in 20 years. I'm like Tommy. Who's got the brightest?
You're friends with Alex. How do you not know what's going on in wrestling?
Listen, friend is a loose term. You know,
Ooh.
like
He's
like my retarded brother. He's like, we deal with him. You know, we deal with him.
Oh no.
No. I love him. But my point is, who's got the brightest post MMA career as a wrestler?
Well, I can tell you who's going to have a pretty goddamn good career that just signed with Bellator is Jack Swagger.
Good call.
Did he really sign with Bellator?
He signed with Bellator today, and he's looking lean.
All right.
I mean, he's got that great.
He's gonna get the shit kicked out of him too.
He's got a great collegiate wrestling background.
No. So do I. I wrestled JV too.
Yeah, he wrestled in college.
I wrestled
like a top wrestler in
JV.
college.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm talking about who's going the opposite way. Who's going MMA to wrestling the best?
I would say Ronda.
Yeah.
Agreed. That was
cute. I agree.
She'll have a hell of a career over there, but I don't think she's going to do it like full time.
Or Connor, just because obvious reasons, but I think Ronda's the one that's more likely to do something with them.
She's gonna be like a Brock Lesnar. You're gonna see her every like 5
She's
or 6
getting a dick
pay-per-views.
tattoo? Is that what you're saying? Like she's just getting a giant dick tattooed in between the tits? Like is that where we're going with this?
She's not getting one at home, I'm sure.
Biggest yo. We've seen that man in a Speedo. All right? Underwhelming. Just say that maybe it was cold that day.
Underwhelming.
I don't know. Yo. Beautiful letdown. Right? Wasn't that some emo band's
The big brown letdown.
The big brown letdown.
Brendan Schaub.
Oh.
I'm just saying, for her clam to look like it did in those ESPN pictures, Brendan Schaub was not tearing up the pussy. Just
it looked like
throwing that out there.
It looked like a book that you never really opened, right? It was uncreased, and you're trying to
It looked
trying
like
to prove
Chris's usual dates that haven't had their first period yet. That's what it
Oh
looked like.
no! See, Jesus Christ, save yourself, Scott. This is just going sideways. In a fucking hurry.
Scott's probably
period.
sitting there with his mouth wide open, like, did he really just say that?
100%. You know, ideas with his retarded brother all the time. He's okay.
I can't go into a podcasting network with this guy. Did he really just say that?
No, I mean, no. Let's be honest. No one's really listening to you when you talk. It's the other guys.
No.
Fucking hot fire.
You know,
right
Scott,
there.
we've been looking for a Chris replacement. You want a job?
Sure.
I'm putting the buzzer out on that fucking chicanery. I got your back, Chris. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not worried about what Tommy says. Come on.
No, nobody here is. He's getting it from
I
both
deal with him
sides.
on a fucking daily basis.
Oh,
It's not
Christ.
even 10:30 yet. We're already off the rails. Holy shit!
This is amazing.
So Scott, who'd you have on the podcast tonight?
Tonight I had. Well, this one's good for you, Tommy. You know, you're a diehard Devils fan.
Ugh.
No, but she was actually very great. The Devils have had a national anthem singer that's been with them for almost 20 years. She sings it. She basically sings almost every home game. So we had her on tonight. She was actually very fun. She's from Trinidad, actually. Pretty interesting story. Lou Lamoriello found her in a bar singing for like a kind of like a jazz band, and walked up to her and was like, "Would you like to sing the Devils national anthem one night?" And 20-something years later, she pretty much does every home game. It's pretty cool.
Oh wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, she was a sweetheart. She was fun. And then we had some artists from some singer-songwriter from Scotland too. Pretty good. Good stuff.
Do you need subtitles for that?
Yeah, right. Hold on.
Tommy's always got to go there.
Shirley
Such a piece
Manson,
of
ladies
shit.
and gentlemen. Shirley Manson joins.
Well, no. All I
Yeah,
can think of is Robin Williams when he did his bit about Scottish people.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all I can
yeah.
think of.
Golfing and shit.
Yes.
No, it was a good night. It was a good night, man. It was definitely. She was a lot of fun, actually.
You got anything big coming up soon? Any real big guests coming up soon?
These nuts.
I have a couple. I have Mo Vaughn coming on, which is pretty fun.
What?
Get out of here.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Mo Vaughn. That's probably the biggest one coming up soon. And the creator of The Onion. You guys know The Onion, right?
Hell yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, so those
Genius.
two I'm looking forward to very much. So those are the two
Fuck
in
yeah.
the woodworks.
Mo Vaughn. Holy shit. Talk about a blast from the past.
Oh, yeah.
I hated
big
Mo
fan.
Vaughn. I hated Mo
Well,
Vaughn.
I'm a Mets fan,
Me
and
too.
I hated him too, but he sounds like a pretty fun guy, so I'm excited to talk to him.
Oh, only
Nothing
reason, yeah,
beats-
nothing personal. I was a Yankee fan, so yeah. I mean, the fact that I hate him, he's probably like, good. I did my job.
No. See, I'm the opposite. I'm a Mets fan. I hated him because he was a typical Mets signing. He came to the Mets and never did anything.
Did less than Bobby Bonilla
nothing-
for y'all this year.
Nothing
right?
beats
Jesus.
Your interview with Len Dykstra.
No, there's not much in my life that I'll think is going to beat that.
That's still one of those most lit interviews I think I've ever fucking heard, bro. Like, he had me listen. I stopped what I was doing at work. I'm like, yo, is this really? Did he? Hold on, what? Like, is this real life? Like, nah, this has got to be a step. No shit, Lenny's just crazy.
When he stopped to yell at the crackhead, that I lost it.
Dude, the best part of that whole interview, he's talking about Darren Dalton, right? And it gets a little emotional, and you're like, oh my God, Darren Dalton's dying, his brain cancer. That's really sad. The man reads the eulogy for Darren Dalton, but Darren Dalton wasn't dead yet. So he gets a call. He gets a call a couple minutes after he reads this heartfelt thing. And now, let me preface what I was doing during this interview. I was basically doing nothing. I wasn't really asking questions. I was kind of letting this man run, and just every once in a while trying to get him out of because we're not like dirty on the podcast too much, trying to get him back on track, and he was just off the rails, and I was letting him go. 20 minutes, 15 minutes after he did the Darren Dalton thing, his agent or some agent from the Phillies calls him, and he puts him on speakerphone, and she's like, "You can't put up online that Darren's dead, blah, blah, blah. He's not dead. You got to take that down." And he's like, "Yeah, whatever. I'll put you on speakerphone. I don't care." And the man is a disaster.
Fucking Lenny Dykstra.
Well, especially when he's like, "Yeah, I give lessons on eating pussy." I lost it.
Yeah.
Contractors out here were looking at me like I was nuts because I was hysterical on the side of the house. I could not stop laughing.
Yeah, there's not much further to go up from that interview. You kind of just okay, I hit the pinnacle, and we're just gonna keep it going after this. He was so disastrous. There's kind of a backstory to his interview too. He told me he would do the interview months ago, and of course he didn't show up. He didn't call in, and so I randomly, we didn't have our main guest canceled for the day, and we're kind of a guest-oriented show, so I was like, oh crap. So I got another comic on, which was whatever, and I randomly tweeted at him hey Lenny, you want to come on tonight? We looked at I didn't expect a response. All of a sudden he's like, yeah, I'll come on. I'm like, oh my God. So I call him, and he's like, hey, he's like, who's this? I'm like, well, it's Scott from the Verbal Shenanigans podcast. Would you like to come on tonight? Blah, blah, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for responding. He's like, who? What? So it took 10 minutes for him to realize what he was talking about. And he was just telling us about how I'm on a private plane right now. When I land, we can do the interview. I'm like, all right, sure. Now, I know he's not on a private plane. He's scoring crack on the street. He's not on a private plane. And
yeah, a little Bow Wow challenge. He's on a private plane. Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And he's like, well, we can do this interview. I got to go back and just bang the stewardess real quick, and then we can do the interview. I'm like, oh, okay, Lenny. I'm like, call me at 8:30. And now, fully expecting him not to call. He calls at 8 o'clock while we're interviewing someone else. I had to hang up on them quickly and call, pick up on him. And he had no idea what he was saying. He was telling me that, you can interview me as long as you don't bring up my daughters. You don't say anything about me hitting on my stepchildren. It was crazy before me.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Hang on, I got to go bang the stewardess real quick with no teeth in my mouth.
Dude,
on my private jet.
I'm just holding in laughter the whole time, being like, no problem. This was my idol growing up. I had two big sports fans. I loved Lenny Dykstra and Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp was supposed to come on the podcast. I talked to him for a half hour.
He was busy having more
phone.
kids, right?
Yeah.
Sean,
and he blew me off. He blew me off 25 times. He's blown me off a million times. He'd be like, yeah, we're going to do it Monday, 9 o'clock. I'm calling in. And I'll call him a million times, just keep getting the answering machine or whatever, the voicemail. I guess I picked bad idols. I don't know. But Lenny Dykstra.
don't live long enough to meet
gig,
heroes, right? Like, that's what they say.
This is a tough gig. This shit's hard because, I mean, you do everything yourself. We do everything ourselves.
100%.
It's not like we have, like, a management team that gets these guests and stuff like that.
No.
So it's hard.
Dude,
it's really
so
hard,
man. Well, it's funny because, like, you can bathe in, like, the week's episode, right? Like, say you guys got, like, a big fighter that you all admire, right? And you're like, wow, we got him on. We talked to him. That's so great. All of a sudden, the next Monday's rolling around before you know it, you know, and you got to, if you're a guest-centric show, you're like, I got to get somebody on that's interesting. Like, you don't get to kind of, like, sit back and be like, yes, we did it. Like, it's kind of like a grind, you know, all the time.
Every week.
It's kind of good in a way. It's kind of good in a way, too, because it kind of keeps you humble, in my opinion. Like, it's not like, oh, we have this guest. Like, that's our, like, screw it. Like, that week's over. It's on to the next one. It's like a talk show, you know?
Well, the hardest part for us is I'm, like, messaging management companies and fighters.
Right.
First, I was doing it from my regular email, and, like, Omar had pointed out to me, it's like, well, if you're doing it from your regular email, they're probably not going to take you as serious. So do it for the podcast email. Okay.
Yo, Pussy Magnet 37 is not exactly what I would call fucking, you know.
Yeah, it's hard because it's like, I know these management companies,
at
they probably...
AOL.com doesn't help.
Yeah, it's even worse. It's at Yahoo. Yeah, come get AIDS in every way possible.
That's a spin-off, but it's kind of funny. I'm right around the corner. My hotel is right around the corner from AOL headquarters.
Oh, Christ.
A.K.A.
But,
the Loop Inn in Avenel.
The Loop Inn?
Oh, my God.
I was a big supporter of the Gem because it was hourly, you know.
Oh, the flippin' fuck?
We know, Tom.
Way to go, bro. Way to go. The flippin' fuck, yeah, the hourly fucking, get out of here, Tommy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm not allowed there anymore. We had
of course
we had
not.
75 people.
Between
your
Angel Fire email and your Loop In support, like you wonder why you
Angel Fire. Yo, he's bringing it back.
We had 75 people in one room of the Gem for like an entire weekend. And they took pictures of my license plate. They took pictures of all of us in the room. I can currently not get a room in a hotel where hookers go to give blowjobs and crackheads go to get their fix for a couple hours and then leave.
I think it's all for the best. You're a family man now.
And then you're sitting there. Like, why can't we get big guests on?
You're a savage.
The management companies, like, I guess I'm not messaging them enough, but I don't want to like berate them with a million messages. Like, hey, we want to get this guy on our podcast. Hey, we want to get this guy on our podcast. Because I feel like if I do that, they're going to be assholes. You know. I
feel like there's a middle ground, and I'm only talking from my experience. There's a middle ground where you have to be somewhat annoying. You have to accept that you're being annoying. You have to know in the back of your mind that you're being annoying but a little bit assertive. But you also have to you have to take a chill pill and you take a breath and be like, okay, we'll find someone else in the meantime, and it's no big deal. Like, your show has to be you guys first and then the guest. Like, you can't ever rely on anyone else to do your job. And you get the guest, and you have fun for that week, and you just kind of keep moving on. And you know, when you're old and gray, and your grandkids are, you can send them a link like, hey, Grandpa was cool, we talked to him. But in the meantime, you can't revel in it. You just got to keep moving forward and keep, I don't know, figuring it out and what works. I don't know. It's just like a constantly evolving thing.
That's why I love our repeat guests, because they keep coming on, and we have more fun the second and third time than we had the first time. Always.
We've had several repeat guests, like Marcelo Balboa. He was an old U.S. soccer player. He's one of my favorite guests we ever had on. He came back on. It's so much better having him on the second time because that initial, like, hey, how'd you get into fighting? Hey, how'd you get into soccer? Like, that whole background is done with. Now we know each other. We can talk about anything. You know what I mean? Like, we can talk about what's current before breaking. That ice is already broken.
Yeah, there's no awkwardness. Everybody's comfortable with each other once you've had fun the first couple times. There's no awkwardness at all.
Nope.
You know, there's no awkwardness on your show either. If there was going to be awkwardness, it would have been that Dykstra episode, and there was no awkwardness at all.
Oh, there was plenty. I was dying on the inside.
Your co-host seemed to love it more than anybody.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have returning tonight to announce his amazing fight, my man, heavyweight CFFC fighter Sean Teed. What's up, Sean? You're on with Scott Brennan from the Verbal Shenanigans podcast as well. What's going on, bro?
I'm good. How are you guys tonight?
We're awesome, dude. So you could finally announce your next victim on the podcast in CFFC. Put it out there. So go ahead, man.
Yeah, my next opponent is Alex Myers. We'll be fighting December 16th at the Borgata.
Ready to put hurting on this guy or what, man?
I mean, yeah, I don't want to hurt all of my opponents, you know. But, you know, they signed the contract. You know, they're trying to do the same thing to me. So, you know, there's no love lost. There's another heavyweight on the card. Another heavyweight fight on the card too. You know, we keep my eye on that. So yeah, it'll be a good night.
Well, I'm sure you saw that CFFC, you know, put out your fight poster and said that this fight, the winner of this fight, gets a shot at the vacant title.
Well, they said that and didn't say it at the time. They just said it's like title implications in the absence of Zeus. So they didn't say directly that I would get a title shot off this. You know, they might have hinted, but you know, I don't know if I'm going to go for that title until I sign a paper. So, you know, I'm not looking for that right now. You know, that's going to come regardless. You know, if I keep finishing people, they can't deny me that. So.
Oh, man. So it's nice to be able to actually tell everybody who you're fighting. I mean, I looked the guy up. I think you have, I mean, this, I'm not going to say walk in the park because it's a fight. Anything can happen. But I think you're going to submit this guy close to the end of the first round. That's my guess.
Yeah, you know, he seems like a tough guy. He likes to, you know, big wrestler. Well, not height-wise. He's only like 6 foot, like 230. I definitely think I'm going to be the biggest guy he's fighting. And style-wise, I don't really think it's a great matchup for him. But, you know, it's a fight. You never know. Stuff happens.
Speaking of it's a fight you never know, Carl Robertson pulling out that rear naked choke this past weekend. What? Wow.
Yeah, you know, he's trained with me, Corey, you know, Rex, a bunch of different guys. And, you know, he sees every kind of different look in the gym. So, you know, stuff like that isn't, you know, a mystery to us. But to people that, you know, he's such a good striker and all of a sudden he's choking people, you know. His last CFFC fight, he armbarred the guy in the first round. So, you know, not only you got to be worried about that guy with the hands and kicks and stuff, but he'll choke you or break something real fast, too.
Complete fighter. I love it. I was so happy that he put out that great performance. Now, I hate to bring this up, but we were talking about this earlier. What happened with Frankie, dude?
I don't know. It was, like, I personally have no clue. It was apparently in some kind of sparring or something like that. I don't know if it was from a kick or a punch. I knew when everybody else found out on, like, Facebook and stuff, too, and they were putting stuff out, like,
Brazil put it out before anybody.
Yeah, I don't have a clue. So I found out, like, on Facebook, you know, The funny thing is, I'm pretty sure I was at the practice it happened at, but I was rolling in the other room. But I have no clue who did it, what it was from. I have no clue if it's from like him shooting or getting taken down or kicks or punches. I have no clue at all.
Oh, it's so freaking disappointing. It's so disappointing, but you know, it's the weight's on your back now, man.
We got a lot
Weight's
of great
on your
people
back
out
now.
there, like Marlon, you know, just fought in the UFC and stuff like that.
Is he out of your camp? I know he's. Yeah, I know he trains with Mark Henry.
He's out of our camp, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was a terrific fight. Big win for him.
When they ended the fight, they said.
Yeah. Do you think he gets the shot at Jimmy Rivera, or do you think it should go to Aljamain?
I mean, I'd like to see him fight my teammate. I think that was good. That would be a good fight. I've seen those two. You know, they cross-trained and stuff like that. Apparently, according to that interview after that fight, apparently there's some drama that I didn't even know was there. So, you know, apparently it's personal, and you know, Marlon is not the type of guy to get personal with stuff like that. So, you know, if he goes in there and fights him, you know, it's definitely going to be somebody's getting knocked out. I guarantee it.
Yeah, there's a lot of big things going around. I hope Corey's doing okay, man. I know you said you guys were going hunting. How's he doing?
We never ended up going hunting, but he's fine, man. I guess he just got hit on the button, you know, but he seems to be fine. He went out hunting today, didn't get anything, but you know, he's not training really because, you know, obviously he's like on probation and stuff like that. But it looks like he's just enjoying, you know, off time hunting and stuff like that. I think he's gonna go home and go hunting. I'm not sure yet on that, but he seems in good spirits. You know, it happens. You know, it's a hurt me sport. Sometimes, you know, you're the hammer. Sometimes you're the nail.
Yeah, he was winning.
Well, it's better than being the piece of wood. You know, it's
yeah,
better than being a piece of wood. But now he was winning that fight. You know, he was definitely winning that fight. When we did our video cast right before that, when we started to, you know, talk about what the guys need to do to win, that the first thing I said is he needs to get inside, take over St. Preux down, and work him from there, and that's just what he was doing. I know, like you said, you know, he got caught. But when these guys go on suspension, they're not even allowed to train? That's how that works?
I don't know if that's actually what he's on, but like for me, when I lost to Zoo, they're like, oh, you can't do anything. You're on medical suspension for 60 days. They don't want you to come. I think it's just them competing and stuff like that. But you know, if that's the rule, you know, why go to practices? Or, you know, like I'm in camp, you know, other people are in camp and stuff like that. You know, there's no light rounds over at Nicatones and stuff, so, you know, it's not like you could come over there and just be like, oh, I'm just going to go light today. So it starts out light, and then you end up head kicking each other. It's not like that.
So wait, you throw head kicks?
I do.
What the fuck? Shade.
I don't think I'd want to know what a head kick feels like from a heavyweight fighter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've been working a lot of Muay Thai this camp with James Meals over at Driven MMA, and doing big things with my kicks, man. Definitely coming in a more complete fighter than I have for any fight. Mixing a lot of boxing with a lot of pro heavyweight boxers. You know, doing Muay Thai, doing all my stuff. Been upping my conditioning so much for this fight. Just because, you know, not that I'm looking past this fight, you know, this fight leads up to a lot of different other things for me. A lot of doors have been opened for me with signing with Sucker Punch Entertainment. So,
yes,
you know,
congratulations on that. I was just about to say that next. Congratulations.
Thank you. So a lot of doors, you know, and potential possibilities have opened up to me that weren't there before. So, you know, I'm jumping at the opportunity, you know, busting my butt, you know, to get to where I want to be and where I know I should be at.
Well, and we've said this, every time that you're young, so like the future is so bright for you. It's not even funny.
Especially in the heavyweight division, man.
Yeah. Oh, Chris is back.
I've been back, bro. What the fuck? I've been back for like.
Yeah, you cut him off a couple of times. I hate to say it, Tommy.
Oh well, but yeah, I mean that's so awesome for you, dude. It's so friggin' awesome.
Hey Tommy, why don't you go fuck yourself? What movie?
Get your shine box.
So what's going on with the Twitch stuff? Have you been going hard with the Twitch, or it's fight camp and video games gotta wait?
No, I'm still playing. I'm playing the new Call of Duty and stuff like that. I don't really have time to really dedicate to streaming. I think the only day I stream is 8:30 on Thursdays. It's like the consistent day that I'm streaming. I don't really have any other times, where I could commit, 3 or 4 hours. So that's all I'm doing right now. But after this fight, especially since I'm talking with some companies through Sucker Punch and stuff, that will affect my streaming and stuff like that. So it'll be good after this fight for streaming and gaming and stuff like that.
Yeah, Omar's working on the shirt to send you, right, Omar?
Absolutely. I think we got a new design that we're gonna debut with you and maybe with Eddie Gordon as well, if you guys will have us. So the second they get printed, I'm just gonna send them off, and so
cool.
It's not Anthrax from the Pride Rules podcast, and never would be. Okay, so don't think like, hey, this is shady boy.
Why do you gotta go the Anthrax route? Like,
yeah,
my name is Omar. My name is Omar. I have a beard. I'm gonna wear a turban in 3 days. Like, I'm just embracing it at this point. Like, I'm just going full.
So wait, you're leaving your career to go work at a gas station?
Hey man, they bank. You shut your mouth. They own those. All right, they're gas station operators and owners. It's a good cartel to get into, man. It's very insular. All right, don't knock it.
But yeah,
we're
definitely gonna get that shirt out to you. I got a copy of that shirt. I'll actually send it to you, Sean, in chat so you can see it. Yeah, it's the shit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Shameless plug.
No, shout out to
It's not a
80K.
shameless plug, though.
No, shout out to 80K Fightwear, man. My man Joe Cashin has done right by us. He always does. And hell yeah, I'm excited. We'll see it. I'll post it in the group chat.
Yeah, man. So you got this fight coming up now in December. What else is on the burner for you, man? I know Sucker Punch probably has some things in the work for you,
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes and stuff right now. A lot of really good things, a lot of really good opportunities have been, offered to me, presented, and we're working on together with Brian Hamper and those guys. So it's all good things, man. It was a really, I've always been scared of managers and stuff like that because I know a lot of people have been taken for crazy rides and stuff. I had a lot of things that I wanted, answered before I even talked contracts, and they were willing to sit and explain with me. I even went to CFFC fights and talked to them in person, and we talked for a while, and everything was, where I wanted it. What was in the contract was what I wanted, and it was just a good, perfect fit for me.
No, I know Sucker Punch is official. I mean, I know they handle. Oh my God, Felice Herrig. I know that.
Felice Herrig, Max Holloway, stuff like. Carl, Ricky Bendehouse now.
Oh really?
Crap. Yeah, the one girl that just fought on the card that fought. I'm drawing a blank right now. So Hill was her last name, I'm pretty sure.
Angela Hill.
Yeah,
yes.
They manage her too.
Well, as long as they don't manage Angela Magana, you're good to go.
Oh boy.
I don't know who that is.
Oh.
Angela Magana. That's the
no,
one.
No. Let that lie. Let that simmer.
No.
Sean just gave her the massive sideways side-eye shade. And that was brilliant,
I don't
Sean.
think
Sean,
he did,
well done.
though.
No, he
I
did.
don't think he did.
Oh, he did. No, he did.
Just doesn't
He
know
ate.
who it
Come on,
is.
let me make Sean knows. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Good. Rock with it, Sean. All right, own that shit. You just dropped bombs right now. You're like Funk Flex, and I love you. It's fucking beautiful. I don't know who that is. Yes. Yo. Get out of here. Flaming.
Well, actually, you know what? Maybe that might be a good management team to be with, since she's lost 4 in a row and still has a job.
Oh boy. No, man. Sean's got morals and standards. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. All right.
Oh no, I mean, hey, signing with a company like that, you're gonna be fast tracked probably a lot quicker than anticipated, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think Joey, making the next step to, UFC is definitely something that was always on the horizon for me. I think they have opportunities for me to maybe make that jump a little bit sooner. It's not that I'm rushing. I'm definitely focused on what I'm doing right now. I'm not trying to let anything like that distract me and take away from what I'm doing right now, because I still have some tough fights ahead of me. I have this fight in December. I'm trying to get a fight, maybe one of those other heavyweights on the card will win and not get hurt and try to fight in February or March or something. I'm just trying to stay very active right now to maybe make that jump if they have an opportunity for me.
What about Ryzen?
Who?
Ryzen. In Japan, Ryzen.
I don't want to go that far.
Love
that's
that.
fine.
Fuck that. That's what I was gonna say. My man's got his eyes on the UFC. Fuck Ryzen.
Seriously.
Well,
that's
it's meant
where
more
I
of a
always
joke
pictured
than
myself.
anything.
I look at my teammates that are in there, and that's where you want to be. I have people. I teach an MMA class, and you get people that walk up and like, "Oh, you do UFC?" Like it's not even like
God,
MMA.
I hate that.
Yeah. And
oh my God, I hate that.
And I just look at people and I'm like, no, I fight for the CFFC, and then they just look at me with a question mark face, and I'm like, you're stupid. You don't call football NFL, but for some reason MMA is lost in that.
Or when people, like when people used to see me in the gi, oh, you do karate? The fuck out of here. No, it's not karate.
Fuck out of here. Yo, he came hard with that one. Fuck out of here, dude.
I used to get so mad. I used to get so goddamn mad at that.
Yeah, I've had that happen a few times.
So
People
mad.
are like, they're like, what belt are you? I'm like, I'm a purple belt. They're like, oh, well, my friend's a 3-stripe black belt in karate. Like, that's cool. What's that going to help you? Yeah.
Your friend can hold these nuts while I'm triangle choking.
People are like, oh, I do martial arts. I'm like, what did you do? And they're like, oh,
Tai Chi.
Karate.
And my 10-year-old is a black belt in Taekwondo. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a 7-year-old girl that can fucking
not that
roll
there's
them up
anything
into a
wrong
pretzel.
with karate. I don't want to go that route. I mean, it's just
well, no.
you have to know what it is.
If it's not a McDojo, it's okay.
Yeah, there has to be a
Shotokan's
general
legit.
awareness as to what the purpose is.
Kyokushin is
you can't
legit.
have these people thinking that they could fight because they take a karate class. That's just not the case.
Hey, Scott,
Well
do we still
said.
got you on?
Yeah, I'm here.
You have any questions for Mr. Teeth?
Not really, man. I'm just kind of enjoying the interview, but I was thinking of one thing. When you are when you are a heavyweight in a sport like this, is it hard to find like partners to train with at the same weight as you, or is it hard to like, are you always the biggest guy in the gym, or do you have like guys that are bigger that we don't even see, or are you just like the big don of it? Like, are you at the top and you train with guys that are lighter with you, or is it always you're the biggest dude in the gym?
I would say I'm definitely weight-wise the biggest guy in the gym, but I have some really, like Corey when he's at a fight camp is like 230, so he's a heavyweight.
Okay.
Paul cuts from 200 and some pounds, so he's like a heavyweight.
Right.
But I have some world champion jiu-jitsu guys that I'm not gym. Leon Jackson, a few other guys that are bigger guys that give me fantastic work that aren't even on, like, they're not even known in the MMA world because they're just jiu-jitsu guys, but they're world champion jiu-jitsu guys. So working with guys like that, you know, I work with a lot of pro boxers and stuff. So working with Corey is really good, but I have access to a lot of guys. Even though I'm the biggest guy and I don't really train with a lot of other people that fight at heavyweight because in the area that I'm at, I've fought a lot of the guys, you know, or they're on my radar to have to fight some of these guys. Like when I fought John Romero used to train at Nick Catone's with us. We never trained together because we knew we would have to fight. So they are in the area, but I might have to, you know, punch one of them in the face. So I'm not going to give you tips on how hard I'm going to hit you or where I'm going to hit you.
Right. Yeah, I always wondered that on like the lowest end of the spectrum, the biggest end of the spectrum, is it hard to find like perfect partners.
If you're like a 155er, my gym is stacked with people.
That's
like,
what I mean.
From like 135 to 170.
Like, yeah. I was thinking like the 125, 135 guys, and then you guys, the heavyweights. Like it has to be like interesting to find like a perfect partner.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to make do with what you have. Like I'm blessed to be out of some fantastic camp that I can work with people all across the spectrum. You know, even a little guy can teach me something that helps me being a big guy. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do to make it work for what you have access to. You know, and I wouldn't, you know, people say like, oh, would you go to a different camp? You know, when you made it that jump to the UFC and stuff like that. Like, no, because why fix what ain't broken? So, you know, I'm working with great people. They're, you know, proven champions. What they do works. The system that they have laid out that was basically gift wrapped to me. You know, go to these practice. You know, work with these guys. You know, it helps fantastically, and it also takes a lot off the mind that, you know, what these guys are doing is working. Something's working right. So why not just follow what they're doing?
Awesome. Yep. Totally.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like you're training at some, like, you know, hole-in-the-wall jiu-jitsu place. I mean, Ricardo, UFC Pride fighter. Carl Robertson, UFC fighter. Corey, UFC fighter. Frankie, UFC fighter. Morales, UFC fighter. You guys have and Edson Barbosa. You guys have a murderer's row of.
I've heard of him.
Eddie Alvarez.
I've heard of him.
Eddie Alvarez, that too. Yeah, I'm forgetting Eddie. It's just
Alvarez.
a murderer's row in there. I don't think you can get much more tougher than that. I really don't.
I can't wait for Barbosa's fight.
Yeah, bro.
First Khabib, yeah.
I mean, this is Khabib's biggest test. 100%. It's his biggest test. How's Felix's ground game? Because you don't get to see it much.
Who? Edson?
Oh, yeah, Edson. I'm sorry, Felix. What the hell was that?
I was like, who
Edson.
is Felix?
Yeah.
Hashtag.
No, I was watching. No, I was watching Undercover earlier today, and Felix Barbosa was the main gangster in that. That's what I was thinking of for some reason. But yeah, what's Edson's ground game like? 'Cause like I said, we've never really seen it.
I think he has a very underrated ground game.
I think Rogan always talks about it too.
He submits a lot of people in practice. He's a complete fighter. He's so devastating with strikes and kicks that he doesn't have to rely on that. But he has that to fall back on. So, you know, he's a very dangerous guy because Khabib is going to put him in those positions. Isn't that? Khabib's going to come in and try to put him down and wrestle him like a bear. That's what he's going to do. So that's something that he has to work on for this. You know, I've seen him in camps and stuff like that. I'm not going to say what he's doing and stuff, but he's preparing for everything with this fight, which is really good.
I think the fight's going to go like this. I think Barbosa's going to hurt him real bad on the feet. He might finish him on the feet, but if he doesn't, Khabib's going to get desperate, and he'll probably land a desperate takedown. but that's when he gets submitted. I don't think Khabib's got it anymore at this weight. I don't even know that he's going to make weight, first of all. Let's be honest there. See.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Edson's been snubbed for so long.
I think
don't
it's his
want
time,
to
man.
snubbed, but
He's
I
underrated.
don't wanna
He's
say
the guy that
snubbed.
gets overlooked the most in that division. I've been saying that for a year. He really does.
I mean, he was given the opportunity on short notice against Tony Ferguson. He was doing fairly well until that second round when he just got caught in that submission. But like you said, Chris, I definitely think it's his time. This fight sucks for me because I'm a fan of both guys. You know, the wrestler side of me is the fan of Khabib, but I think Barbosa might Terry Adam him. That's what I think. I think he might turn him into Terry Adam. He might be a highlight reel knockout. Well, at least that's what I'm hoping for.
I just think Khabib is extremely hittable and going to get hit in this fight. There's no two ways about that. You get hit by Barbosa with something that devastating and you're done.
I wouldn't want to get kicked by him, man. That guy's legs are like as big as my torso. It's crazy.
I mean, he retired a guy. I don't think Terry Adam ever fought again after that.
I think Terry Adam woke up and he had a French accent. That's how hard fucking Barbosa kicked him. I think he just fucking started talking in Chinese.
I think he's bagging groceries somewhere. That's what I think.
Nothing wrong with bagging groceries, but there is something distinctly crazy with you're a Brit, you wake up and you have a Hong Kong accent. Fuck out of here. You got hit hard. Got hit fucking hard. I'm serious. Yeah.
It's funny. Like I knew that fight was going on when Anderson Franca started popping up at Madama again to teach the kickboxing class. I was like, Anderson's around. I think that means somebody's got a fight coming up soon. And then they announced the Khabib and Barbosa fight. I was like, I get it now.
Tommy's got a nose
now
for
I know
this.
why he's around
Tommy, nothing gets by this guy. It's like, yo, it's fucking Sherlock Holmes when it comes to this fight game. I swear he is. I'm not even blowing smoke.
I'll never take that guy's kickboxing class. It will never happen. After just watching it, no thanks.
You're a fucking pussy.
I don't have the gas tank for it. You have no idea what this guy's classes are like. Sean knows. Sean's seen it.
Yeah. You did not know that Carl was fighting on that card though until I told you.
Neither did Omar.
Hey, I did. I just didn't want to make you feel bad.
Neither one of us knew that.
I did. Fuck out of here. I know everything.
Lying ass motherfucker.
No. I just support my teammate.
Don't lie to me.
Right, Sean? I support my teammate. That's all. I got his back, you know. I didn't want to make him feel bad.
Yeah, you're right. Oh man, and you know what? I'm glad you actually told us about that because that was pretty much the only fight that I saw live. I watched the rest of the fight on Sunday. That was the only one I wanted to make sure that I saw, and wow. So you think he's looking to get back in there quick now?
I mean, he should. Carl always looks to fight fast. That's why he did so much in kickboxing, because he couldn't find MMA fights, so he did kickboxing and stuff.
Yeah, we're actually going to be getting a Muay Thai fighter on close to next month. Trevor Raines. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He fought in Glory. Now he's fighting in Lion Fight. He's a big Muay Thai guy. It'd be pretty awesome if he transitions into MMA, because he's got Edson Barbosa style striking. So that would be
lofty. That's a lofty.
Omar's seen the guy's videos.
They're pretty fun. He hits so goddamn hard. It's just dirty. It's fucking dirty. I think he hit a heavy bag once and the heavy bag shattered. So, and it's a fucking bag. You know what? Like stuffing came out. Like, oh fuck. You're like, yo, that's tough. That's serious.
Who made you like this? Calm down.
Yo.
I bet it's just like I love talking to Sean. Is just so relaxed. He's in the middle of a fight camp, and he's just relaxed.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not full of piss and vinegar.
I don't have to hate you to punch you in the face. You know, that's what throws a lot of people off. Is, you know, I'll be totally friends with you backstage and stuff like that, but we're fighting for a paycheck. That's it. At the end of the day, I don't have to not like you. I don't have to hate you. We're fighting for a paycheck. That's it. That's it.
Your name came across my desk, right?
Yeah, exactly. Your name crosses my desk, I'm going to stamp that ass. That's what I got to do.
Oh, Jesus. Fucking Sean's the man.
Oh, my God.
I kind of waxed that ass now. Sorry. It's just a time at the office. Sorry. Nothing personal.
That's it.
Now,
He's a killer.
Do they have that? Do they have that on like the Fight app, or is that on like a Go Fight Live kind of thing for the CFFC?
What do you mean? Like, what do they show it on?
Yeah, to stream it.
I think they actually have it on CFFC.tv. I'm pretty sure you can buy it on there. Because I don't know if GFL is like a thing anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. If you go to the website, it says like new content coming soon or something like that. I have no clue. But why don't you just buy tickets off me and go live? It's even better.
Fucking right. You're right down the road.
Yeah, I got 2 kids.
Bring them with you.
Bring them and leave them at the strip club. Put mustaches on them and then let them sneak in. And you'll be fine.
Omar, you want to go?
Yo, let's make this happen. I'm serious. Why not? It's like kind of in between. I love how Chris says Omar want to go. Like when I mentioned children at strip clubs, though, that's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Let's not let that juxtaposition fly by unnoticed.
I mean, I ain't mad at that either. But
yeah, man, I'm just
let's figure that out.
Okay, let's figure it out.
It's a lot harder for me to be able to make fights these days than it used to be. Like when my teammates fought. My wife and I, we were there all the time. And then you have one kid, it's like, okay, well, we don't really have anybody to watch him. Maybe we can get somebody to watch him. Then when you have 2, you don't have anybody to watch them.
They're good kids. They take care of themselves. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I need. Child Protective Services at my house for a 5-year-old watching a 2-year-old.
That's fine. In Puerto Rico, he'd have a job. All right.
I don't live in Camden, bro. I don't live in Camden. Yeah. That's not the norm.
He has a full mustache. Have you seen this guy? All testosterone. Tommy just adds the testosterone, baby, out of the side. He's all man. All right, all mammal. He lifts up his shirt. It's all mammal right there. All strength. No fucking weakness with Tommy D. And his progeny is the same way.
When do your tickets come in? Are they in already?
I have already had them. Yeah, I've already sold like 15 cage side and like 35 regular tickets.
This motherfucker's hustling.
Lord.
Yeah, I only got them like 3 or 4 days ago.
Yo, he's on Twitch just slanging tickets. He's like, listen, I win. These are the stakes. You got to buy.
So how much are the tickets?
The general admission are 55. Cage side is 175. I don't have any of like the $75 ones, but I have 55 and 175.
I've never seen a fight at the Borgata. I've always seen the fights at the Trot for Ring of Combat. And if I did go, the spot that I was going for is the bleacher seats because you can actually see everything. I don't know what the Borgata setup is.
Behind the cage for Ring of Combat. Yeah.
What?
They used to have bleacher seats behind the cage for Ring of Combat up on the stage.
Oh no, I would sit high up to where I could just see. Right. Well, the last fight I saw there was when Ring of Combat was actually in a ring. So sitting up at the top, you could see absolutely everything.
And he had to climb. He had to go uphill in snow both ways to go see the fight and come back.
Yeah.
Okay,
7
you're right.
feet of snow and a toboggan.
Yo, last time I saw a Ring of Combat, Methuselah was fighting Moses for the Aramaic championship.
Well, because like when I would go to Shammies fights and stuff like that, we would sit. They didn't have bleacher seats like in his amateurs. So it was all pretty much just one level. So it was watching the big screen because, the cage kind of makes it a little bit rough to see everything. You know what I mean? So hey man.
Where can they buy him? Where can they buy him? Let's blast that out right now.
What the fuck are you talking?
Oh, you can buy them straight from me if you want to, or you can buy them on CFFC.tv and pick me as your fighter.
And then the credit goes to you. Are you positive about this? Good. Okay. I don't want to.
Okay,
anybody's
so they do the same thing. Okay.
So
is there like a link for that?
Yeah. So when you go down and purchase the ticket, it has a drop down, and it'll say like support fighter, and then put Sean Keita there.
Yo, don't shit on Chris. He's trying to get like a direct link. All right, Tommy. You hear that, Chris?
Yeah, that's
Tommy's
what I'm saying. Like where I can. I'm saying like I can post the fucking link.
Yes.
Okay, I know I could go on the website and click on the fucking link, Tommy. I'm saying like if it's linkable, then I could post.
We
it
could
on,
blast
on
it out
social media.
on Instagram, on Twitter.
Like, yo, if you're buying tickets, click on my man's name, yo.
Yo, Tommy's on fire right now. Oh yeah, it's the internet. The fucking internet, bro. Come on,
yeah,
bro.
well, no, Sean, you should, give us that stuff so we could put it on our fight page.
Yeah, I will. I'll after we get off here, I'll send you a link.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. 'Cause I think what was it? Those jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff like that do that too, where you can click which fighter you're supporting when you're buying your tickets and
stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it does all that stuff.
Yep.
Did I miss what day the fight was because I came on the interview late?
December 16th.
December 16th. All right.
Yeah. You should have all your Christmas gifts bought by then, right, Chris?
I guess. Probably not. I won't even start until like the 23rd.
That's spoken like a true gangster. I love it.
Well, I thought you were buying everybody Eddie's book. I thought that was going to be everybody's Christmas gift.
It is.
$1 each.
Yo.
Not even the hard copy, just the 99-cent one. The internet.
Well, unless you bought all those today, that sale's going to be over.
Oh shit, that's right. I gotta get on there. Fucking good looks, Tommy.
I got an hour. I got about an hour and 13 minutes.
Yeah, Sean, do you like to read books, Sean?
What?
Are you a big reader?
Oh my god.
What?
All right. 2-minute warning after dark.
Yo,
no, Sean,
don't let him try to flame me like that. You hear this? Yo, you like to read him? Of course he does. Dude's an intellectual motherfucker over here. You're like, yo, you like to read?
Okay.
Sean, give him the business. I'll give him the business for you. What the fuck was that about, Tommy?
All right, well, I'm talking to our guest right now. Sean, do you like to read books?
I'm more of a buck on trips kind of guy. Yeah.
Well, no, because I know you know who Eddie Gordon is. He just came out with his own book, and I mean it's a really awesome read if you're interested.
Maybe you could record it and read it to me.
Oh, do I really have to do that?
That sounded creepy and hilarious at the same time. Like a bunch of woods.
You're supposed to.
Exactly.
All right, Sean, I'll give you that, man. I'll give you that.
That's amazing. Do you like to read?
God.
Fuck out of here.
You know what? I'm trying to help Eddie out. You know
I understand that,
and you shit all over it.
I think Sean reads. Like you sounded like you were. It was like a 50-50. Like I don't know. Like come on, bro. Like,
it was a talk.
Well, dude, not everybody reads books.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Not everybody reads books anymore.
Yo, Sean does.
Not everybody reads books anymore.
Fuck out of here.
I'll have no problem saying this is the first book that I've read probably since college.
Look at him projecting, Sean. Don't let that happen.
Yeah.
Bro, I got you.
Yeah, I've read like 5 books in the past 2 months.
Yeah, Penthouse doesn't fucking matter, and Barely Legal doesn't matter.
Yeah, he writes those. He's an editor.
Legal Beaver.
Okay.
There's some good articles though in there. Very informative.
Kidding, bro. You ain't fucking kidding.
There's some great articles. Oh my God. Well, guys.
It always goes after 10:30 by far, right? Yeah.
Exactly. That's why. Yeah, we're talking about Barely Legal.
Michelle's interests are softball, architecture. Yeah, Chris
and
is our
calligraphy.
Ruth Baker.
And calligraphy. Like she likes drawing circles.
Oh man. Oh
Okay.
God. Yeah, it's fucking it's.
Time.
Yeah.
Did it.
So Sean, you know the deal here. The floor is yours, man. Push out all your shit. Give out the website to where the tickets go and everything like that. Make sure you send us that link so we can put it on our website. So floor is yours, bro.
All right, thank you guys for having me again. I always love, bantering with you guys. It's really fun. And it's not like a lot of the podcasts. I really get along with you guys, so I love coming on. But I'd like to do a big shout-out to Sucker Punch Entertainment, E-Clean Bro, Advanced Back and Neck Care in Lumberton. You guys have been big sponsors of mine the entire time I've been fighting. Thank you guys. If you want to support me and buy tickets from me online, you can go to cffc.tv and then pick my name in the drop-down. If you wanted to follow me, you can follow me at Instagram.com/TeedMMA, and then I'm just Teed on Twitter. And I stream on Twitch all the time, which is also TeedMMA.
All right, man. Well, Omar will be getting that shirt out to you soon for you to wear on Twitch, right, Omar?
Yes, sir. I'll be all over it. Yo, what do you? Look at you yelling at me like I read, okay? Don't you try to lump me in with whatever projection weird shit that you're trying to fucking put out there, all right? Me and Shaw ain't about that juju, okay?
Yeah, I know. You read, but you take
ourselves.
these trips to Bangkok every 2 weeks.
Oh,
and then
there's no sexual fucking tourism.
Don't we all?
Don't
we all?
Hey. Thanks, I guess.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, Sean. Well, hey, man, thanks for coming on to announce your fight. Like I said, send us that link. We'll blast it out all over our social media. Hopefully we get you some – hopefully we sell you out of all your tickets. For sure.
Yeah, thank you for that. As always, pleasure talking to you guys. I'll always come on when you guys want me, but I definitely hope to see you guys at the fight.
I'm going to be there.
Absolutely. We're going to make it a Pride Rules trip.
Take a little bit more of a trip.
We might have to.
We're going to
have to.
It has to happen.
I might have to sleep on the couch for about 2 weeks, but we might have to.
No, I think,
hey, man.
I think you're giving her. You're not giving her enough credit, Tommy. I think she'll
You'll have time to read. You'll have more time to read that way.
Yes, for sure.
Catch up. So,
you can make me that book on tape.
You can, the sweet sound of
Bro,
the panda. The voice of the panda, 106.7. Fucking Tommy T.
He reads at a fucking second grade level, so.
That's fine.
Oh, God. This guy finally goes to college after fucking 74 years of existence, and he thinks he's a fucking brainiac over here.
Oh, my God. Last time he was in college was the last time that Jim Miller was a rookie at MMA. 74 years ago. It's a long fucking time. Anyway.
Oh, shit. The last time Chris graduated high school, the high schools were still segregated, for Christ's sake.
The last time as opposed to which other time? Like, was there more than one?
Yeah, come on, man, right? Like,
fuck you talking about?
Read a book.
All right, Sean. Well, hey, man, thanks again for coming on. Please send us out that link so we can blast it out for you.
All right, definitely, guys. Have a good one.
You too.
Oh, man, this was a funky show, guys. I mean, it was kind of quiet in the world of MMA this week, other than Conor making himself look like an idiot and all these injuries and stuff like that. But it was still fun. Thank you, Scott Brennan, for calling in. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still listening, I hope that you are. Tune in to the Verbal Shenanigans podcast. It drops on iTunes on Tuesdays. They have extremely amazing guests on. Archive it, check out the Lenny Dykstra episode. Good God, you will laugh your ass off for an hour. I know I listened to it at least 4 or 5 times in a row just because I missed so much from laughing so hard. I'm sure Chris didn't listen to it because I don't think he has a phone that supports podcasts, to be honest with you.
Oh, my God. First he can't read, then he didn't go to school, and then now he has a fucking flip phone? Jesus Christ, what's going on? What did you do to him?
The only
Did
thing
you send him? Jesus Christ. Salty. Got a high sodium diet this week. Blood pressure
I'm a homeless bum. I'm a homeless bum and yoga instructor.
Dumpster fire.
Lives behind the 7-Eleven.
Dumpster fire.
Aerobics
right, we started that early.
Aerobics instructor.
Hey, Zumba's big.
Yoga people don't wear fucking camouflage bandanas like they're a reject from the Duck Dynasty crew. Okay?
What are you talking about? Okay. Swinging the hammer he's swinging, from the looks of things, he can wear whatever the fuck he wants. He's all good. I got your back, Chris.
Oh, God. Omar, you're so complimentary. It's just awful.
I'm just saying, man. That wasn't lighting, okay? I'm not an artist, but I can understand shading and angles. Fuck. Japanese
well, there
people
wasn't
ran
a remote
away.
control there for scale, so we really don't know.
for scale. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, big shout out to Carl.
Oh, man.
Rest in peace, Carl.
Dude, you gotta get him to call in one of these
Polly
weeks.
Pocket remote.
Oh, man.
You know,
puts an extra micro machine.
It was a Bose remote.
Got a little micro machine.
Chris, you gotta get him to call in one of these weeks.
The Roku remote.
I mean,
just to say what's up.
I
think he has car trouble every day. I think he has car trouble every day, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying?
You know, he's got to get the sodium out of the diet a little bit and have him come on just to say what's up.
He's got those skinny jeans on too much. He's just wearing them. He's just too many.
Bro, if anything, we could just have a roast of Carl.
Yeah, but he has to be on for it.
That's true.
Yeah, I know, of course.
He has to be on for it. You know, get him to take off the white hood and come on.
We could have a bunch of people from 2 Minute Warning that dislike him and call
Oh,
him.
no. Oh, boy.
The only one that stands up for him is Tyrone.
It's like, no. Now you're just, Christ.
Tyrone's the man, though.
Yo.
Oh, my
anyway,
God, guys.
My favorite.
This is a lot of fun tonight. This is definitely a lot of fun. I think we covered some good ground. It was kind of, like we said, it was kind of quiet in the world of MMA this week, other than the stuff that happened from Friday until today. So next week, we have Tyler King coming back on because he's got a fight coming up pretty soon. As long as he wins, this fight gets him back into Rising. Everybody that remembers from when Tyler was on here the last time, he's a lot of fun to have on. There's definitely going to be some shit talking. Kids, please leave the room when he comes on. Please leave the room when he comes on. And then on November 27th, we're going to have referee Bobby Wambacher on again. He messaged me to come back on because he's going to be the ref for the UFC in Detroit for December 2nd. So that's going to be a fun show. So we got some pretty good weeks coming up ahead. So, guys, for Omar, El Profesor, and Chris, I'm not even going to call him hot garbage in Spanish. I'll just say it in fucking English. Chris, hot garbage. Good.
It's terrible. Shade.
I am the Reverend.
It actually plays better in English.
In Spanish, right? Yeah.
No, in English.
Yeah, it does, but I just don't feel like fucking saying it. So listen, guys. Fun show tonight. It's going to be an even better show on Monday. Omar, are you in the States for Wednesday night?
Actually, I'm going to be at a wedding this week, all week. I'm going to get you I'm going to get you pictures, but this I should be good for next week. I hope I'm in the States next week, considering it is Thanksgiving. So we'll do a pre-turkey vidcast when I look fit.
I might be out getting hammered.
I hope you are, Chris. I hope,
That's true. God's honest truth. call.
I'm
Like,
just
maybe
okay.
I'll do a drunken call-in.
Oh, no.
Okay.
He'll be your cousin.
That might
for a
play
second.
out pretty well.
Yikes.
Just keep the underagers out of the camera site so you can't get prosecuted.
Please.
Well,
please
they'll at least do they still count as underagers if I give them fake IDs to get into the bar?
Whoa. Okay, guys.
Oh my God. Oh God. I love it. All right, guys. Well, listen. If we do have some kind of a video this week, we'll blast it out there. But if not, we will talk to you guys on Monday. We are Pride Rules Podcast. Good night.